So you've done everything you can to get faster. You've been lifting, you've been sprinting, doing plyometrics, and so on. And you've seen some good improvements, but yeah, you feel like something is missing. That's where this video comes in, to help you work on the missing link. What I'm going to do is help you get faster through focusing on a muscle group completely neglected by athletes, and that is your hip muscles. And you want to know something? All you need is you and some bands. You can do them anywhere. So let's get into it. So for this video, I put together 5 key exercises which are scientifically proven to help you really strengthen that area, which in turn helps you run faster and also helps you in preventing injuries. Before we get to the exercises, I just want to say that you can do these exercises 2 to 3 times a week, and I also want to show you why strengthening the hip muscle is extremely important in order to become a better athlete. This research right here states that improvements were observed in the training group but not in the control group. Individuals in the training group improved hip flexion strength by 12.2% and decreased their 40-yard time and shuttle run times by 3.8 and 9%. 3 to 9% is a significant improvement. That can be the difference between you getting a college scholarship or not. So it's very important that you work on these things. And finally, let's get to the first exercise. For this first one, I'm doing resistance band lane elevated knee to chest. As you guys can see, I'm using weights. However, that is not necessary, especially when you're first starting out. Get some bands that are challenging but not overly challenging. As you do this exercise, make sure you're really contracting your hip flexors at the top of the movement. Another reason why this exercise will take you to the next level is the fact that it really works on your hamstring muscles as well. I recommend doing 3 sets of 5 reps each leg when you first begin doing it. For exercise number 2, we have elevated knee raises. You're going to need a little upper body strength for this, but I'm sure that won't be a problem for you. Now this is the same concept as the first exercise. Really focus on contracting at the top of the movement, and I recommend doing 3 sets of 5 reps each leg. For exercise number 3, we've got reverse Nordic, one of my favorite exercises. This is really great for strengthening your hip muscles, quad muscles, and also your knees. I remember the first time I did this, I felt quite a bit of strain in my knees, which really just showed me just how weak my knees were. There are actually different forms of doing this depending on how strong you are at it. I'll make sure to upload a video on the various forms a little later. I recommend doing 3 sets of 5 reps to start out. For exercise number 4, we've got high knees with bands. This exercise kind of explains itself. It mimics your running form while the bands strengthen those hip muscles that are critical for increasing speed. You can even do this exercise while moving forward. I would actually recommend it. Now, before we get to the final exercise, I really like to stress the fact that core strength is extremely important when it comes to becoming a better athlete. A lot of lower core exercises really target your hip muscles as well, so make sure you really incorporate those lower core exercises as well. Now for the 5th and last one, we have resistance band laying knee to chest. Again, the same concept for exercise number 1 and 2. However, this really works on your lower core, which, as I previously mentioned, is vital for becoming a better athlete.